All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody to the first episode podcast of What's Going On, Value of the Village. And what we're going to do is on a weekly basis, we're going to try to broadcast. And keep in mind, this is being pre recorded, but we're going to post a podcast every week just to kind of let you know what's going on in our community and most importantly, what's going on at Akibalan Village. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to this young man right here and let him introduce himself and just kind of give us a little background of what you are, who you are, and what we do at Akibalan Village and what Akibalan Village is.
Well, okay, my sister Rhonda. My name is Marvis Cofield. I'm the CEO of Akibalan Village. We are 48 years old as of this past March. We have been doing some good in the neighborhood for the last 48 years. We've served over 350 families, children, youth, from the womb to the tomb. And we are an African-centered organization that's built on the three principles: youth development, with business development and community development. And we wanted to let everybody know what's going on at the village. So I'll say again, once again, my name is Marvis Cofield. I'm just excited and not trying to hide it. This is our first, but many more to come. So we want to let you know what's going on at the village.
All right, Brother Cofield. Well, thank you for that fine introduction. So let's start out talking about what's really going on in our community. And so I have so many questions, and I'm sure that our listening and viewing audience will have questions as well. And so when we post this, we want you all to comment in the comment section. We're going to be on YouTube, we're going to be on Facebook, we're going to be on TikTok, Instagram, every social media platform that we could possibly think of. We plan to be there because we want people to know what's going on and especially at a Keelan Village. So I'm going to start out with a question for you, Mr. Cofield. My question is based on so many challenges that our youth are facing today, how is a Keelan Village helping?
That's a good question. We believe in many principles. We have what we call the triad. And at the village, we have what one of the triads is the three S's. The first S is to make sure our children are in a safe place, in a safe environment. Secondly, secured, and make sure security that once they come into our location, they can feel that they will be protected. And last but by no means least, supervision. So we talk about safety, we're talking security and supervision. Each one of our young people, when they come into our building, they are at home, if you will, in terms of knowing that we're here to respect them, trust them, and make sure they understand that we are somebody. So we're excited to say that whenever anybody comes in our building, the first thing they say, they feel a different spirit. They feel like I've known you for a while, feel like I'm at home in reference to feeling safe, being secure, and knowing supervision is going to make sure no one gets out of order. And if you do get out of order, we'll put you back in because we believe when men stand up, boys sit down.
All right. Well, that's a great response. A great response, Mr. Cofield. And just want to just remind everybody that this is a platform in which we want community engagement. So feel free to comment. We want you also to subscribe and like whatever platforms that that's applicable to, namely YouTube. Just get the word out that we're trying to do some good in the neighborhood. So, Mr. Cofield, um, as it relates to our theme song that we planned on using for this podcast, what's going on?
Uh-huh.
It goes to I correlate that to my favorite, my personal favorite artist of all times, and that would be Marvin Gaye. And so, in the song "What's Going On," he speaks of many things. But one part that really resonates with me is where he says, you know that we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. that's a part that sticks out to me in that song. And as we talk about Detroit and Motown, and we know that that's where he came from, uh, can you talk about what's going on? And
Well,
maybe
I'm glad
we can kind of
well,
tap
Mama Kenny,
into the music
yeah,
industry as well.
yeah. Well, Mama Kenny, you talked about Marvin Gaye, one of the greatest singers that I have heard and would always say because he's a part of that Motown sound. But he was a minister of music, if you will. He was a messenger, if you will. And when you're talking about love, trust, and respect. And at the village, we run a program Mondays through Sunday, matter of fact, for children who are 5 to 25. So when you come into our building, we have educational, cultural, as well as recreational. But the main thing, folks say, what is the secret sauce? Why is it that you have over 150 kids who come to your location every day and you have to put them out, opposed to them ask them out? Because we believe that once you show them about respecting them, they will respect you most of the time. Then, secondly, they got to be able to feel that they could, I believe, trust you, and they know that you're going to have their back. But most importantly, you tell, as I said, you got to have that respect, that trust, and you definitely got to have that love in terms of, and you can't love anybody else before until you love yourself. So when you come to the village, the key word is respect, trust, and love. And that's what I think makes a difference. And that's what, in some cases, we're missing in our neighborhood, in our schools, in our homes. So once a person feels that you don't respect him, he or she is not going to respect you. Once they feel they can't trust you, they're not going to trust you. If they feel that you don't love them, then they're definitely not going to love you. So we have to build those three principles, teaching them that they are somebody. First, before you can love anybody, you got to love yourself. Secondly, you got to be able to have respect for yourself as well as others. And last but not least, you got to be able to know that I got your back. That means I trust you, you trust me. So that's what I think Marvin Gaye was talking about. We need more love.
Yep. And he said that we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. So, what I take away from what you just said is that Akeeblon Village is doing everything possible to let these kids know that we love them. And so, I appreciate you being a part of Akeeblon for uh, 30 plus years. And I plan on being with Akeeblon until the wheels fall off.
Well,
Okay. So, Mr. Cofield,
yes.
like I said, let's kind of segue into something maybe a little different. Let's talk about music a little bit. So,
Okay,
talked
okay.
about Marvin Gaye. What do you want to say or say to the audience or ask questions to the audience about maybe Marvin Gaye or that particular song?
Well, I'm glad you said that. You know, that song, What's Going On, it was made here in Detroit, the Motown song. And folks don't know probably who were some of the voices that you heard in the background when Marvin Gaye was singing that song. And I just want to see if any of you know that there were two particular people who were not musicians or singers, but they were a part of that song. And if you listen very carefully, you may know the voices. I'm gonna give you a little hint. They also played a particular sport in Detroit. I'm gonna stop right there. And those who think they know the answer next week, I want you to, as we end this cast, check in, let us know the two people that I'm talking about who were not singers or musicians, but they were able to be a part of that song. And you heard their voices when it first started playing.
Well, Mr. Cofield, that's a wonderful challenge. That is a wonderful challenge. But for someone like me who considers myself a music aficionado, a music guru, somewhat like you, that's a piece of cake. And you practically gave the answer away. But there will be some that won't know. And so this is definitely a teachable moment. So I like the challenge. And what I'm going to ask is that you do one thing in particular. You inbox the Akibalan Village webpage on Facebook. So that means that you're going to find out about a Kibalon Village one way or another, and you're going to win this challenge if you inbox Akibalon Village on Facebook. Inbox the answer that Mr. Cofield just posed. And Mr. Cofield, I think this will be a good time to wrap up episode 1 of our weekly podcast. And we're going to have a lot of things to talk about for our next episode because we're going to have a lot of questions and comments. And we will definitely refer back to that for episode 2. But for right now, that's all from me. What about you, Mr.
I
Cofield?
just want to repeat once again, El Kivalon Village, 7701 Harper, 1 block west of Van Dyke. Telephone number is 921-1616. You can go to our website, which is KivalonVillage.com. If you think you know the answer, and if you don't know the answer, just come up with any answer, and then I will give you the answer next week. Thank you. We love you. And remember, you can't help anybody until you help yourself.
All right. That's a wrap. Episode 1 underway.
Hotel, peace.